Welcome to the Renegade Health Boss podcast, where we push the boundaries of what's possible in health and wellness. I'm your host, Heather Gray, a certified functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner and certified bioenergetic practitioner. And each week we dive deep into the world of physical, mental, spiritual health, biohacking, relationships. But we're not just talking about the basics. I'm bringing you conversations with the true renegades, experts who are challenging the status quo in their fields, breaking barriers, and uncovering the real truth behind what it takes to live an incredible, joy-filled, and optimized life. If you're ready to step out of the ordinary and step into a life of extraordinary health and happiness, you're in the right place. Let's get started on this journey to becoming your own Renegade Health Boss. And today's guest is no different. Today's guest already has me laughing our asses off backstage before we get on. So it's going to be, we're both a little sleep deprived too. So we're both a little loopy. So this is going to be a fun episode. You're going to want to stick around for all of it. But welcome my guest, Catharine Arnston.
Yay! Applause, applause.
Right. Oh, I need to get a sound machine.
Yeah, that's right. Woo!
I did get a fake prop of a microphone. So when someone says,
that's too funny.
I could drop the mic.
That's a riot. Yeah. Well, yeah, I need crowd scenes behind me.
Right. So I met this lovely lady. It was the last night at Mindshare in Arizona this last year. And we're sitting at a table and I'm just, it's the last day. We're all like fried. And I don't normally drink, but I do it because I don't like the hangover. I don't like the way it feels. It just doesn't, my body, I'm like a canary in the coal mine. And sometimes it sucks to be that good all the time. And Catharine goes, here's something that'll help, level the playing field. She's like, take all of these. I guarantee you won't have a hangover the next day. What do you freaking know? I didn't have a hangover the next day. And then that's when I've been like bugging her ever since. I'm like, I need to get you on the podcast. I need to find out more about this product and, why you do and how did you get involved in algae? So I'd love for you to tell us, how did you get started in all this?
Yeah, because algae's not exactly on everybody's hit list for careers. It certainly wasn't on mine, but it is now. And I've been researching algae for almost 15 years now. In fact, I've done such a deep dive on the science. I'm now pursuing a PhD. So there you go. But and I created a company called EnergyBits, and we sell algae in tiny tablets that you can swallow or chew. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So my story is, I live in Boston, Massachusetts, but I'm actually Canadian. And I mentioned the Canada piece because all of my family are still up in Canada, and I'm very close. I only have two sisters, close to them. And 15 years ago, my younger sister, my baby sister, developed breast cancer. Now, the first thing I need everyone to know is that she's completely healed, and we celebrate her being cancer-free every year. But as she was preparing for her chemotherapy, her oncologist, which happened to be a woman, lucky for us, told her she needed to change her diet to an alkaline diet because it would help with her healing. And like, who knew, right? So, but the thing is, she didn't tell her what an alkaline diet was or what specifically it did. So my baby sister called me, not that I knew anything about nutrition, because I have an MBA, I was doing international business, nothing to do with food or nutrition or health or wellness, but I love my sister and I'm a good researcher. So I said, I have no idea what this alkaline diet stuff is, but I will find out. Like you can run, but you can't hide. I will find out. And it turned out to be mostly a plant-based diet. Pretty simple because of the chlorophyll and the phytonutrients that have been proven to help build your immune system. And she wanted her to have a strong immune system because chemotherapy, messes it up big time. And also, as I dug through my research, and I'll talk about it a little bit later, a German scientist back in the 30s by the name of Otto Warburg discovered that cancer cannot exist in an alkaline environment. Your cells need to be slightly alkaline, 7.1, which is right in the middle of the scale between 0 and 14. So I suspect that was the other reason why my sister's oncologist wanted her to have an alkaline diet, to help keep the cancer cells out by making sure they had a pH of slightly alkaline. So anyways, I did research. I found foods for her. She went through chemo. She completely healed. And then in the process of helping her, I read about a couple hundred PubMed, these are scientific papers. I read about 10 books and I thought, wow, this is fascinating. I've never heard of this stuff before because this was 15 years ago and nobody was talking about plant-based nutrition. Now you can't swing a cat in a room and you bump into somebody talking about plant-based nutrition.
Poor kitty.
Poor kitty. I know. Even the kitties are eating. Actually, kitties, cats, and dogs love our algae tablets, but that's another tangent. So, anyways, after reading all this stuff, I thought, man, this is way more interesting and powerful and could change the world than my business career. So I gave up my business career, 25 years, by the way, went back to school, studied nutrition, taught nutrition, plant-based nutrition for a year, found out nobody likes vegetables or there was too much work for them to eat vegetables. And I thought, if I can't get all these plant nutrients into them by getting them to eat vegetables, I got to find something that's easy and simple that will give them all these nutrients. I had no idea what it was going to be or where I would find it, but I'm just a good researcher, remember? And I went through rabbit hole after rabbit hole until boom, I got to algae, the miracle food. You're going to find out. I was like Alice in the Wonderland because it turns out algae's been around for 2,000 years. Well, actually, it's been around for 4 billion, but even the Egyptians used to wrap themselves in it. The Aztecs used it as a main food 250 years ago. It's a food. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, algae is a food. It is not a supplement. It is grown. Algae is everywhere. We'll talk about that in a minute. It's in the lakes, the rivers, the streams, but it's harvested as a food crop in Asia. Just like they grow lettuce and tomatoes in water, they grow algae in fresh water too. And it's been used there for over 60 years daily. I'd like to also mention that that's where one of the blue zones are is in Japan. They have the best longevity, lowest cancer rates. So I found out algae is a food. I also found out it's the most studied food. There's 100,000, that's a big number, 100,000 studies documenting all the health benefits we're going to talk about today about killing cancer cells, preventing Alzheimer's, removing Lyme, reducing inflammation, protecting your mitochondria. The list is literally endless. It's also endorsed by the United Nations and NASA as the most nutrient-dense food in the world for 50 years. Like, when was anybody going to tell us about this stuff, right? How can NASA and the United Nations know about algae as being the answer to world hunger and we don't? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because it's not grown here and nobody's told you about it. You didn't know about probably collagen powder until about 10 years ago when vital proteins showed up, and you probably didn't know about quinoa or chia or matcha. Nobody has told you about algae. It is way more than a superfood you put in your smoothie to get a little extra protein. It is a medicinal food with nutrients not found in any other food in the world. So when I found out that it's nutrient dense and internationally endorsed, grown safely, food, and I left the best part to the last. It is the most concentrated nutrition in the world, and it comes in little tiny tablets about the size of a baby aspirin. And each little tiny tablet has the same nutrition as an entire plate of vegetables.
Shut up.
Shut up. If you don't like vegetables, you never have to eat them again. It has 1,000 times more chlorophyll than greens, 25 times more chlorophyll than liquid chlorophyll. Well, I'm talking to you. I just had a plate of vegetables. So if you have kids who won't eat vegetables, husbands that won't eat vegetables, you're traveling and you can't put broccoli in your pockets, this is your answer. And we'll talk about all the benefits and the different types of algae because spirulina and chlorella are the two algae. But you can swallow these if you don't like the taste. You can put them in a smoothie. You can eat them like I do. Effortless nutrition. This is the future of fast food. This is fast food. It's fast and it's food. How amazing is that? And when you find out what this stuff does, I mean, it's proven to kill cancer cells, proven to stop inflammation, proven to improve your skin, proven to help you sleep. Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Something happened to your background there. It's not on. It looks like you're
when I show my little stuff, I can't.
Oh, I get it. I
have to turn
it off. You in the bathroom? Where are you?
This is I'm in my office. This stuff behind me, those are all our products. That's in the office next door.
Got it.
I'm the CEO and founder and chief scientific officer, but I'm kind of like in the closet. My team have the nice office. I have the, put her where nobody can see her.
That's funny. No, I'm lucky. I love vegetables. My husband loves vegetables. I try to make, the best diet that I had was so I listened to Dr. Tom O'Brien, and he was like, if you had a leafy green vegetable and a carby, root vegetable and then a little bit of protein, you know, that would be like the perfect balanced plate. And my weight was the best when I ate that way. And then I kind of switched and I tried carnivore on for a little while, which was ridiculous, and started gaining a bunch of weight. So it's like, something to it, you know, and everybody's so biodiverse, but you're right. Not everybody's eating the way that we should. And in today's very toxic environment, you know, those greens really play an important part in the detoxification and
Oh,
the
yeah.
alkalization of the system. So how incredible.
Well, and what's happened is, you know, the cancer rates, heart disease, inflammation. I read an article yesterday that colon cancer has just spiked in people under the age of 30. It used to be
Oh
over
God.
60. Now it's under 30. It's the biggest spike and they're trying to figure out what it is. And you know what it is? It's friggin' fast food. And because your body, I tell people, our bodies are no different than our cell phone. They have to be recharged. They have to be given what they need to operate. People understand that with your phone. I mean, if your phone's dead the next morning, you don't wonder, gee, I wonder what happened. Well, you didn't plug it in. Well, you know, when your body isn't working properly, your digestion isn't working properly, your brain isn't working properly, people just figure they just need a pill. But what's going on is your body's saying, you didn't plug me in, you didn't give me what I needed. And so algae gives your body everything it needs. And if I get time to talk to you about it, and part of this is because of something called mitochondria, which generate all the cellular energy for everything that you do. We're not talking about just, you know, energy to run to the store. This is your neurotransmitters for thinking. It's your lymphatic system for drainage. It's for your digestion, your elimination, your heartbeat. Everything requires cellular energy. And there's these little things called mitochondria that make cellular energy for you. But as you get older, they die and they don't function as well. So they start sending the wrong signals. And when there's fewer of them, you have fewer energy. It's like at a building. If you don't replace the light bulbs in your building, you can't do much work because suddenly you're working in the dark. So think of, and you're going to find out algae is like, it turns the lights back on. It's like, it turns the mitochondria back on. It protects them. So suddenly it's like having a building full of light. Your body is full of energy, which is actually light itself. So it's really remarkable that it can do this. And part of the reason I found out why I think algae works so beautifully for your mitochondria, and hopefully we'll get to this, is your mitochondria, it's scientifically proven, evolved from algae. They're family. So it has all the nutrients that can get into the mitochondria, which is it's a very protected, it has two cells, but cell walls, but we'll talk about that later. So you know, to me, it makes complete sense why algae is so perfect for mitochondria, because they're kissing cousins.
So, oh my gosh, this is just incredible. And actually, we're going to pause here. We're going to stick around. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick little break. And then when we come back, we're going to dive deeper into the products itself, into algae itself. And yeah, this is just fascinating. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Imagine having an extra hour in your day. With Carol Bike, it's possible in just 5 minutes. You experience what hours of traditional cardio can't match, thanks to scientifically engineered, AI personalized workouts. It's not about working out longer, it's about working out smarter. Every session is tailored to your fitness level, making it perfect for anyone, regardless of age or ability. Say goodbye to guesswork and hello to precision with workouts that are scientifically proven to boost your health and fitness in 90% less time than regular cardio. Who doesn't want that? Less time working out and still get the amazing benefits? Yes, please. Scientifically proven to reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes by 62%, lower blood pressure by 5% with just 3 short workouts a week. Feel the benefits of Carol Bike for yourself, risk-free for 100 days. And if it's not for you, return it and get a full refund. Carol Bike is more than a time saver, it's a life enhancer. Make sure to go to carolbike.com, that's CAROL bike.com, and use coupon code RHB to receive $100 off. Make sure to take the next step in your healing journey with your Carol Bike.
When you're facing painful symptoms, a diagnosis of chronic Lyme, or an autoimmune disease, it can be overwhelming to navigate. You already know mainstream medicine doesn't have the tools to support you. and often even alternative medicine can become a maze of options without sustained results. Modern living puts significant stress on our systems. To counter this, we need a holistic approach, utilizing the latest technology and guided by physicians with decades of clinical experience. This is biological medicine. The Biomed Center in Scottsdale, Arizona is one of the most comprehensive clinics in the world, incorporating the latest diagnostics available, such as full-body MRIs, computer regulation thermography, heart rate variability, toxin screenings, and along with hormone and gut testing, they achieve the broadest look at all systems of the body. Customized protocols are developed by physicians who have treated thousands of patients in chronic disease by optimizing their biological performance. Save yourself years of suffering and searching with a visit to the Biomed Center, Scottsdale. The future of medicine is here.
Awesome. Welcome back. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Like I love biohacking. Like anybody who's gotten over a chronic disease like myself, Lyme disease, 27 years, mold toxicity, 3 autoimmune diseases, right? Like you don't even realize you're doing it, but that's what you're doing. You're becoming a biohacker because you have to in order to get better. And then once you have this health that you've never experienced in your life, it's addicting and you
Totally.
and you want to hack it and you want to hack it and you want to hack it and see how much better you get. And like I said, it was just so bizarre to me because like I said, one drink, all it takes is one drink and I pay for it for like 5 days. And that's just bullshit. Because I'm a good girl and damn it, once in a while I want a margarita and not have to pay for it. And it was just beautiful. Like she dug and dug and dug. It was the last package she had on her from the whole conference. And she's like, here, eat them all. So what is it about them? I mean, we know that they can help the mitochondria. They have nutrients that other products don't. They help alkalinize. But what else about algae makes them so special?
Well, first of all, there's algae is a food category because it's not a plant. It's technically it's not a plant. Technically it's not an animal. It's its own food category. And there's 2 main types of algae. So I'll break those down. We're going to be talking about microalgae, which is one category, but the other category is macroalgae. And it's that stringy stuff that washes up on shore, also known as seaweed. And it's called seaweed because it's only in the sea. And there's only a few strains of it. There's green and brown and red. And it has lots of fiber, but virtually no nutrition. Only in the sea, no nutrition, lots of fiber. Microalgae, which we're talking about, is everywhere. Yes, it's in the sea, but it's in the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the soil, your swimming pool, your aquarium. And there are tens of thousands of strains of microalgae. And microalgae is completely opposite to macro. Microalgae has either no fiber, like spirulina, or virtually no fiber. And it is the most concentrated nutrition in the universe. Something like 1 million microalgae could fit on the head of a pin. So you can start to see when you consolidate them into these little tablets, why there's so much nutrition in them. So there's lots of strains. 2 of the most popular strains people know about are blue-green algae and green algae. One strain of blue-green algae is spirulina, and it's called a blue-green algae because it has 2 pigments in it. The blue one is a pigment called phycocyanin, which I'm sure you never heard of before, but we'll talk about some of the healing properties. The other pigment that's in here is chlorophyll, which you know about because it's what makes all plants green. And the other main microalgae that people know about is called chlorella. And it only has 1 pigment in it called chlorophyll. Now, the reason I point these 2 out is because sometimes you'll hear about a blue-green algae closing your favorite beach. We're not talking about spirulina. It's just another strain of blue-green algae. Spirulina and chlorella are harvested as food crops. So they're not from the ocean. There is blue-green algae in the ocean, but it's not spirulina or chlorella. Here's a spirulina farm and here's a chlorella farm. Fresh water, and we grow ours in triple filtered, which makes it
it's not the
safe.
stuff that grows on the outside of your fish tanks either.
No, that could be a blue-green algae, but it's not spirulina. I promise you it's not. Don't eat that either. So the reason I want you to know that is because the spirulina and the chlorella do completely different things in your body. One is very nourishing. The blue-green algae is very nourishing, and it feeds your mitochondria, your brain, gives you energy, both in the moment and also at the cellular level, which is why we call it EnergyBits, because it energizes your cells. It also energizes your brain and your body. And it does that with the highest concentration of protein in the world. It has 65% protein, 18 of the 20 aminos, including the 9 your body can't make. So it's a complete protein. And then it's loaded with B vitamins that convert the protein into glucose and energy. But there's 0 carbs, 1 calorie per tablet, 40 vitamins and minerals, highest protein in the world. So spirulina, this would not protect you from having a hangover, but this would nourish you. And because it nourishes the mitochondria, and your brain has the most mitochondria per cell, there's 2 million per cell, it's really brain food. And I remind people, a lot of people eat salmon and other fatty fish and they call it brain food. Well, part of that's because of the high omega-3 that's in the cold water fish. And I tell people, well, where do you think they get the omega-3 from? You got it. They get it from algae. They just consolidate the omega-3 in their body. So spirulina, because it has so much fatty acids, it's also brain food. Very much a brain food, very much mitochondria, very much a cellular energy. So, and we'll talk more about the cellular energy in a minute. The other algae, which is the one I gave you to help you not have a hangover, is chlorella. And it is a green algae. That's why we packaged it in green. And the way it works for detoxing, there's a couple of things. Number one, it has the highest glutathione in the world. A lot of people... Shut up. I know. A lot of people take glutathione drips. In fact, we're working with a lot of IV drip companies because they give this to their client when they're getting the IV drip of glutathione, because glutathione only lasts a few hours in your body and then it's gone. So because this has the highest glutathione and because you're eating it or swallowing it, it extends the value of the detox. Glutathione pulls out toxins, and particularly in your liver. Very, very important. Highest glutathione in the world. That's number one. The other thing that it does is has the highest chlorophyll in the world. Chlorophyll is very, very cleansing, not only to your body, but also to your blood. And I'm going to show you something really cool you may not have known. The chemical composition of chlorophyll is virtually identical to the chemical composition of your blood. So when you take chlorella, which has the highest chlorophyll in the world, you are cleaning your blood, which means you are also getting rid of toxins, you're having more oxygen, you're having more nutrients. And the problem is our food supply and our soils are so damaged, there isn't any chlorophyll in our food anymore. You can eat a room full of arugula and you won't get as much chlorophyll as what's right in there. And I have at least 3 times as much of that every day. So chlorophyll, very cleansing. Oh, by the way, it also kills bacteria. Kills bacteria in your mouth, in your colon, anywhere topically. People use it topically. Naturopaths use it topically to kill bacteria. So chlorella, highest glutathione, highest chlorophyll, kills bacteria, builds your blood. I'm leaving the best things to the last. The real reason that it really works to to protect you from drinking and a lot of other things is it has a hard cell wall, the hardest in the plant kingdom. Spirulina doesn't have any cell wall at all, a fiber cell wall. This is the hardest. And that hard cell wall, which is cracked, attaches to toxins. Anything, lime, heavy metals, pesticides, pardon me?
Mold,
because they emit spores and microtoxins. So, and alcohol, also lactic acid. So, because your body, when you take alcohol of any kind, wine, beer, spirits, it converts it into a set of something or other. It's a long word. I can't say it.
Oh, yeah.
But it's basically a toxin. So the chlorella attaches to it and pulls it out. Now, and so it eliminates it. It's what's called a chelator. It's much better than using activated charcoal, because activated charcoal will pull out all minerals, including the good ones like magnesium, potassium, and you can end up dehydrated because you've lost all your electrolytes. That never happens with chlorella because it actually has all the electrolytes in it, and it will only pull out toxins. If you know anybody that's getting chemotherapy, get them to take this because it will pull the excess chemotherapy out so they're not as sick after their treatment. So most people, in terms of dosage, 10 tablets a day of spirulina will get you out the door. People use it for intermittent fasting because it doesn't break a fast. We've done all kinds of tests with all kinds of monitors, 0 decrease in ketones, 0 increase in glucose, great for weight loss. We've had people lose 50 pounds. They were obese, but they lost a huge amount of weight and people who are using Ozempic now, a lot of doctors are making them take this at the same time, because with Ozempic, you aren't eating. Well, your body is constantly regenerating itself every single day. 30 trillion cells die and 30 trillion more grow. So if you aren't eating, it's like trying to build a building out of air. There's no substance to help you regenerate and build healthy cells. So there's only 1 calorie per tablet, 64% protein, 40 vitamins and minerals, like I said, 1 calorie, 0 carbs. If you took 30 of these a day, you would get all the nourishment you need for the day. And you won't be hungry for like 6 hours. You're not going to be hungry taking Ozempic anyways, but if you're not taking Ozempic, this is Mother Nature's equivalent of Ozempic. So you could live on, we're not suggesting you do, but you could live on this because it is so nourishing. And then
So it
chlorella.
sounds like that could replace a lot of your B vitamins, your
Oh,
multi-mineral, your fish
totally.
oil, like really.
It's like you stole my line, because that's what people do.
I'm getting all excited here because I take like 30 supplements a day, which
I
I
know.
took whatever, but if I could just take one, 30 of one, that might be easier. Yeah.
And
Especially
also,
if
they all
something that your body can use.
they expire at different times, and you're staying there swallowing all these things. And actually, if you like the flavor, not many people do, I will admit, although I'm one of them, you could chew them. I mean, you can't chew your supplements, but this way you're taking one thing. Now, I will caution you, the supplement industry probably never wants you to know this, but the numbers of the nutrients that are in each of these supplements are so high, like, 10,000 units of, vitamin C, because they know your body doesn't absorb most of them. You only absorb about 10%. So the numbers are enormous, but this is food. So when you look at the numbers here, they're much, much smaller, but it's called bioavailability. You get 99% of the nutrients instantly, and your body recognizes it because it goes, oh, that's food. Oh, you got the enzymes, the coenzymes, and the factors, and I know what to do with that. And with supplements, like I'll give you an example, almost all supplements include ascorbic acid as vitamin C. Well, vitamin C actually has over 200 components to it. Ascorbic acid is just one part of vitamin C. So your body doesn't goes, well, what's that? Where's the rest of it? So it can't absorb it. So you're just peeing it out. Never happens.
Stooling it out.
You're stooling it out, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
So this is food. So this is nourishment, and 10 will get you out the door. 15's better before a workout. 20 if you want a meal. 30, and then chlorella. We generally recommend it either after a workout, after drinking, after eating to help with digestion, and definitely before bed. Why is that? Because when you are sleeping, that's when your body goes through a detox and repair cycle. So if you have chlorella in your body, it's like having the cleaning staff in there. They're scrubbing around and getting rid of the aluminum in your brain and hosing down all the gunk in your trunk. And you wake up clean as a whistle. It's like having a shower from the inside. But for detox, you do need closer to 30 tablets. 10 would give you the wellness benefits with the chlorella or the chlorophyll and the immune building. But for the detox, you really need the 30. Now, the good thing is they actually taste pretty good. I put sea salt on them or eat them with pistachios or macadamia nuts. So now you have a little bedtime snack. They don't stick to your teeth like spirulina. But even if you just swallow them, it's unbelievable what this stuff does. I'll tell you, when I was at one of the Dave Asprey's biohacking show in June, I had a test done by the Brain Tap folks. We're really good friends, and they're at all the shows. So anybody who's going to the shows, look for Brain Tap.
I love Brain Tap.
They do this test with to determine your biological or your
biological age. Yeah,
your biological age. So what they did, normally they test you and then they put you on the Brain Tap device and then they test you afterwards, and your biological age always drops because all of your markers, your parasympathetic and sympathetic, everything gets balanced out. But for me, what they did is they tested me, and then I went to have some algae, and then we waited an hour and tested me again. Now I'm 67. My biological age after having my algae was 32. 67 to
no
32.
way. Meeting you in person, there is no way. And then just your level of energy, like there is no way I would have clocked you at 67.
I have the birth certificate. Absolutely. So I really laugh because there's this guy, Brian Johnson, I think his name is. He's in all the big newspapers, all the magazines. He's biohacking himself to get rid of his aging. And he spends an average of about $2 million a year doing stem cell therapy and biohacking and blah, blah, blah. And in 5 years, he's knocked 2 years off his age. 5 years, he knocked 2 years, and it cost him like $5 million, right? Me, I waited an hour. I spent I had the algae that would cost you the equivalent of, I had two packets, which $6 each, $12. I spent $12, waited an hour, and I knocked 32 years off my chronological age.
Holy
Who's
shit.
who's got the win here, right? Right?
That's incredible.
I can hardly wait to get a PR agency and go toe to toe with Brian, because it's like, you don't have to spend that kind of money. You just need to know what your body needs. And Mother Nature has given it to us. We just grow it so carefully that we preserve all the nutrients for you. So it's like, giving you the perfectly baked cake. We give you exactly what Mother Nature wanted us to give you. Everybody else, they give you crap, but well, it's not quite crap, but it's not as careful. So, but there you go, right? And I have the paperwork. I have the tests. I'm not lying. And the people at BrainTap, they were dumbfounded. They'd never seen anything like it before.
Well, and I've done even all the binders. I've done all the other hacks to not have a hangover after one drink, and nothing touches it. I still feel like shit and takes me days to recover. And I was pleasantly surprised. Doesn't mean I'm going to go back to drinking, but once in a blue moon, it would be nice to have a cocktail with my friends.
And I'm the same way. I very rarely drink, but every once in a while, I just want a glass of wine.
Right.
And I know I can, and I'm covered. And if you're having problems at your age with drinking, imagine how it is with someone like me. I'm probably twice your age.
Yeah, I'm 45, gonna be 46, but yeah, no, this is incredible. Like I couldn't believe it. And then to see all the cool, you've been on the Dr. Axe show and Dave Asprey, you don't get to do that kind of cool shit with those amazing people without, having some legitimacy behind you, right?
Yeah,
well, legitimacy.
Legitimacy.
Legitimacy, thank you. Like we're both sleep deprived going on this show. So I'm like, am I making up words?
Yeah. Well, why not?
Why not?
I call it algae love, but and it's so funny because we all suffer from what's called the shiny object syndrome, where we think it has to be brand new and really expensive and very technical for it to work. And I think this is the problem. Algae's been around. It doesn't get any more ancestral than algae. You can only be the first life on Earth once. So it's been here 4 billion years. We've only been on Earth 2 million. It's been here 4 billion years, and it's still here, but it's not very sexy, and people think of it as pond scum. And so I've spent 13 years digging through the science. There are 100,000 studies documenting different aspects of what algae does. But here's the problem. The scientists don't know how to talk to anybody except other scientists. So they are not able to tell you what I'm telling you, because I didn't start as a scientist. I'm just a good communicator, very passionate person, wanting to make a difference in the world. I had to reverse engineer into science. I call myself a citizen scientist, and I invite everybody to consider themselves the same, because the science is there. It's just no one showed you where it was or taught you how to read it.
It's like that with a lot of biohacking stuff. We're getting into breath work, cold therapy, right? Red light, somatic experiencing work, all this shit that is damn near almost free, right? Easy. And people do, they like balk at the efficacy of it. And it's like, no, just because it's simple doesn't mean it's not powerful. Those have been some of the most powerful modalities in my arsenal. And so, like I said, I knew what I had the next morning when I woke up after you gave it to me, and I was like, whoa,
I want what she's having.
What was that, and how do I learn more? Like, so excited.
Yeah, we'll get you more. Well, ultimately, the irony is the things that are the simplest that have been gifted to us by the Mother Nature are what work, and have been working for centuries. Breathing, sleeping, movement, sun, love, right? Those are all natural, and you got to put algae right in there, because it's as natural as absolutely everything else, except it's not grown here, and so nobody's explained it to you. So that's what we've been doing, or that's certainly what I've been doing. I'm very passionate about it.
Absolutely, amen, and I love that. So we're getting close to the end here. Is there any last little nugget you want to leave folks with?
Well, just again to reinforce, we didn't get to the mitochondria part, but the fact that algae isn't new, it's just new to you. So, and lots of times, like people say, well, I didn't notice red cars until I had one. So now that you know that spirulina and chlorella have been around for centuries, are proven in science to do all sorts of great things for your body naturally, not with drugs, that, just you could always come to visit us at EnergyBits.com. We write a blog every month full of science. We also have a discount code, the Lime Boss, that if you decide you want to buy something, you'll get 20% off, which is terrific. Now, I don't want anybody to have sticker shock, so I'm going to tell you right up front. A large bag of these algae tablets, like I have here, there's 1,000 tablets in it, but it's so nutrient dense. I did the calculation, and it has 551 pounds of nutrition of 551 pounds of vegetables in one bag. Okay.
Good grief.
That's like 30 grocery carts of vegetables. So it's very efficient nutrition. And here's the other thing. If you took 10 tablets a day and you used your discount code, the Lime Boss, it would last you 3 months and cost you $1 a day. $1 a day to nourish your body, $1 a day to pull out toxins. Well, you'll need more of this one, but we have people from 2 years old to 85 years old using this stuff. We got a testimonial from an 85-year-old woman who had incontinence, couldn't sleep, had no energy. And she started taking this. And within a couple of days, she wrote us and she says, oh my God, I have so much energy. I went to visit my grandson at school, watch his basketball game. I went to visit my friend at nursing home. I went through a 3-mile walk. I came home. I painted my kitchen. I cleaned up my garage. And at 5 o'clock, I decided to have a meal because she'd only had the 30 tablets of spirulina in the morning.
Oh, wow.
She had, and this is the best part. And she just signed up for CrossFit. 85 years old. She's doing CrossFit. But she said her grocery bill has shrunk because she doesn't need as much food. She doesn't need supplements.
I would love to eat once a day. And I need to lose weight. I need to have actually 30 pounds. So like I said, I'm excited to get this started, and I'll be your next
lock and load you
testimonial.
up. Yeah, we're going to send you enough to get you on a weight loss. I want you to take honestly, and then let me know in a month how it goes, because this is mostly to satisfy your hunger and give you the nourishment. But here's the cool thing about chlorella. Your body stores toxins in your fat.
Right.
So as you lose the fat, you need this will help pull out the toxins so that your body goes, oh, I guess I don't need that fat anymore. So this actually helps with your weight loss, and you want to get rid of those toxins that are released from the fat anyway. So the two of them really do work beautifully. We work with gastric bypass patients because they can't eat a lot, with the Ozempic patients. So it's really remarkable for weight loss. So we'll give you a little enough to get you a challenge, and then you can let us know how it goes. I'd love to know for sure.
Absolutely.
Please, everyone, consider algae. You do need to get it from a healthy source, because there's lots of nutrients that are the other companies use high heat to dry it, which kill a lot of the nutrients, so they're deactivated. And we don't use high heat, so you get the full value from us. Alternatively, you could have frozen spirulina, but that's kind of messy and hard to travel with. But effortless nutrition, fast food, the answer to just about everything. If I had 25 more hours, I might be able to cover most of the benefits. But
awesome. Well, that just means we'll probably have to have you back. So
that's right.
Take one, take two, because I love this type of shit. And so this is and you're just amazing. So yeah, I would love to have you back on.
Not bad for an old gal, right?
Oh my gosh. Amazing. Amazing. Hey, everybody, make sure that you go check out, what's the site again? EnergyBits.com.
Yes.
And the Lime Boss, that's Lyme, not Lime. We're not
and
having
it's
margaritas.
The Lime Boss.
The Lime Boss.
The Lime Boss. No space in between. 20% off. Honestly, it's the best deal in town. And if you don't want to buy the full bag, you can always go to Amazon, buy a little pouch for $6, try it out, then come back to the website. You will not be disappointed, honestly. Mother Nature, she has gifted us, and I'm just helping you understand what it is and make sure you get a pure, safe version of it. So
yay! Stay tuned, everybody. Thanks, and have a healthy day. And as always, if you were inspired by anything that you heard on today's show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. That's the only way that we help change people's lives and get this information out into the world, so that change can begin one person at a time, the way that it did with me and changed my life so many years ago. Make sure too, right, if you really want to start changing your life, it starts with your diet. It starts with what's on the end of your fork. And if you want to start making changes, go to my website, www.renegadehealthboss, RENEGADE, health, HEALTHBOSS.com, and download your free ebook, your free cooking guide, Real Cooking to Real Life. And in there, you'll also find links to the videos. Don't just learn what to eat, but why, right? Don't just learn how to cook, but the reasonings behind why I use some of the tools that I do, the toxins. You've got to lower your toxic burden, and we can do that in the kitchen and with what you eat. So make sure that you pick up that free resource. It's amazing. And while we're at it, we got to do a little disclaimer. Anything that you hear on this show is for entertainment value only. You cannot hold Heather Gray, the Lyme Boss, Discovering Health LLC, or Renegade Health Boss liable for any damages that may have occurred while you have tried something that you've heard on the show. This show also contains affiliate sponsorship and paid advertising, just a heads up. But to also know that no advertising gets on here without my approval first. It's usually products that I have tried and have my stamp of approval on it. So never fear when it comes to that. But yes, cannot hold me liable. Do not, this is for educational purposes only. Please make sure that you talk to your doctor before making any medical changes. And God bless. Stay tuned.